Hey, what is up guys? Woo here, back with a brand new video, and today we are going over Eden's Zero, the brand new manga that came out by Hiro Mashima, who made Fairy Tail and Rave Masters and all that stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. By the way, I'm gonna sound really tired in this video, because I did not get a lot of sleep, so I'm very tired. But, my thoughts on the chapter, it's good for what it is, but a lot of people won't like this. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think a lot of people are gonna like this. I feel like a lot of people are gonna hate on this manga because it is very much a clone of itself, a clone of a previous work of Hiro Mashima's, which is Fairy Tail. It is too similar to Fairy Tail to the point where it's honestly kind of concerning. So before we go any further, I just want to give my rating for the chapter, 6.5 out of 10. For those who are interested in if I think it's worth reading, it's above average, but barely. Honestly, a lot of people will consider it a 5, but since I'm very much a shonen tard, aka a huge fan of shonen, you know, I like it. So, if you're not a huge fan of shonen, obviously this is going to be a skip for you. It's basically Fairy Tail 2.0, but in space. I will go into further detail on that statement, but without further ado, let's get started with what goes on in the chapter. So, if you weren't aware, spoilers for the chapter, I have to say that just in case, because you never know, people can complain about it, and I want to make sure I cover all grounds. So, the chapter opens with the main character, I'm going to butcher his name, Shiki? I don't know how you want to pronounce his first name, Granbull. He lands there. He lands on the Granbull Kingdom by the Demon King, and they basically tell him that a friend that cries for you is a friend worth fighting for, or is your friend for life, or is a true friend, something like that. Basically, some Fairy Tail stuff where, like, friendship is everything, which is a good message, that friendship is good, but still, I mean, he kind of drags it into the dirt. So, that's my problem with it. He goes too much into that. But, I mean, if you're familiar with his other work, it's not really much of a surprise. So, the main female protagonist, Rebecca, goes to the Granbull Island after, like, this huge time skip. And he basically, she basically wants to become a very famous YouTuber. That's, like, the best way to describe it. She basically wants to be a YouTuber. It's kind of cool. And her accompanist is Happy from Fairy Tail. Now, obviously, he's not going to actually be Happy from Fairy Tail, but Hiro Mashima likes to put certain characters from his work into other animes. For example, what's it called? Plu, I think is how you pronounce it. Yeah, Plu from Rave Masters is in Fairy Tail as Lucy's little celestial assistant. Same thing with Rebecca and Happy. So, you know, that's cool, I guess. So, my question is, I think his best friend, Granbull's best friend, was Michael. So I'm questioning if Michael is going to be brought back to life somehow, because he dies at the end of the chapter. So basically, Rebecca goes to the island. She wants to record footage to get a lot of views. She does so. She actually records what's going on, and you find out they haven't had a customer in 100 years, which is kind of crazy. That Granbull has been on that place for quite a while, because he's like, I want to say like early 20s, so take that however you want. And you find out that Granbull is the mechanic of the island, which I find really kind of convenient that he's the only one that can fix them. But then again, you find out at the end of the chapter that he actually couldn't fix anything, and they had these systems that fix themselves. So he basically did nothing, which I find really funny, that his life's pretty much been a waste. When Granbull and Rebecca first meet, it's comedic, naturally. Basically, she talks to him, and freaks out because she thought she was the only human, because they say the first customer in over 100 years. She assumes that she's the only person, but obviously the main character's there. And she gives him a haircut later on in the story, and he wants to be friends with her because she's the first human that he's met. So basically some like Goku level stuff. And they basically kind of like, I guess, become friends really fast because she like is about to die and he like says don't kill her. Besides that, she kind of hated him throughout the whole entire chapter. So basically he activates his power, which is the ether gear, I think is how you pronounce it. Ethergear, so ether gear, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. He has the ether gear of gravity and just a normal ether gear, I assume, because Happy calls it the ether gear, and then later on he says the ether gear of gravity. So I assume that there's two different ones, or maybe I'm just misinterpreting it and there's only one that he has. But whatever the case is, he's OP as heck, and he creates a move called the Day Machina Punch. He basically just punches the dude, so it's really not that special, if I'm gonna be honest. And then they leave Granbull Kingdom, and you find out that that's a small part of the world, and that they can go to space. So that's why I say Fairy Tail Space Edition. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the end of the chapter. Like I said before, all the robots die, which I guess is pretty dark, because the Demon King asked them to let him leave because he can change the universe, basically like the Chosen One stuff from like Naruto and all that, I guess. But then as they're dying, once they all turn off forever, you see EN 0%, which I guess roll credits because Eden 0, EN 0, you know, okay, yeah. And that's pretty much the end of the chapter. So overall, it's an okay chapter. It's really nothing to rave about. If you guys get that point, Rave Masters, no. But it's gonna be okay, I hope. As long as it's better than Fairy Tail, I'm A-okay. I think its introduction is better than Fairy Tail's, but execution is what matters here. So I'll decide by like chapter 10 if I'm gonna drop the series, because like right now it's really like Fairy Tail 2.0. I've already read the story basically from what it seems like so far, so I'm like, what's the point? And if you look at the cover of Eden 0, you see the Demon King, you see Granbull, you see Rebecca, you see Happy, you see Plu, you see, I think the robot's name is Michael, and a bunch of other characters, like an older Wendy lookalike, and other stuff like that. I can't remember all the characters' names in Fairy Tail, but I see a lot of familiar faces. So, there you go. So, overall, the chapters, it was fine. I'm really just interested to see how it progresses. So, is it going to be like Black Clover's manga, where it's really fast-paced and, you know, everything kind of just happens at once? Is it going to be like My Hero, where it takes its time, sort of? Not really, though. Or is it going to be like Dragon Ball, where it drags everything on? You know, these things are kind of my main concerns of... It kind of didn't really grab my interest as much as I was hoping. So how is it gonna fare in the long run? So that's pretty much it. Tell me what you guys thought about Eden 0 in the comment section below. And if you guys would like me to review chapter 2, because I think you guys would like it. I hope. But that's pretty much it for me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!